Yo, it's about that time to bring forth the Philly and the scarf. I'ma get mine, so get yours. We want to see Vancouver getting booted out the door. Hello, defenders. Welcome to another edition of One More Sleep, the CONCACAF Champions Leg 2 quarterfinals edition. I'm Philly, that scarf. We're here to quickly preview the second leg of this tourney against the Vancouver Whitecaps, and it is a glorious Monday post-Easter Sunday. Scarf, did you get any eggs, any Cadbury cream eggs, any chocolate bunnies, anything like that?
I'm not a big Cadbury cream egg guy, but I will tell you, I did get some more Jelly Bellies. Jelly Bellies, by far, my favorite candy of all the candies. It's the most superior of the candies, if you will. Love me some Jelly Belly jelly beans. Nina got some chocolate from my parents, so I know there's that. Philly, let me tell you what I'm most excited about when it comes to this Champions League showdown. I don't have to drive 24 hours to get there. To me, that's it. That's what I'm the most excited about. I got a half-hour drive from work to, I almost had to put $5 in the jar, BMO Stadium. And boy, does that make me happy, Philly.
In the words of my neighbor, David Rosenberg, what a schmuck, man. I can't believe you made that drive up to Vancouver. Now, if it was a road trip with yours truly or a couple of other people, I would have thought, okay, fine. Not exactly a good way to save money. We're going to be awfully close together for a very significant period of time. I don't know, man. I don't like driving from Burbank to Pasadena, let alone Burbank to Vancouver. That's just crazy to me. Somehow you managed to do it, but as I've said countless times again, you're superhuman. Between you and my wife, I am surrounded by genetic freaks. You don't need sleep. You never get the Irish flu, and I hate you for that, yet envy you all at the same time.
Yes, but if I ate like your wife, I'd look like twice of me. So it's incredible what she can do. Listen, here's the important part.
We don't have Jelly Bellies.
Speaking of superheroes, we got one of our own, number 99, Denis Bouanga, and doesn't Vancouver know it? I mean, oh my goodness, what he has been doing, not just to Vancouver, not just in Costa Rica, but everywhere for these first 9 matches of the season. It's been incredible. And look, when I was there, here's what I can tell you. Their home support isn't any good, so I don't expect their away support to be any good. Their team on the pitch has been incredible during this Major League Soccer season. I think they're unbeaten in their last 5. They haven't allowed a goal in something like 236 minutes of Major League Soccer action. But when the black and gold come knocking at your door, you know you're in a lot of trouble. Philly, we've got a lot to look forward to in this match. Vancouver playing us for the second time in just 6 days.
Yeah, and they're coming off of a win over the past weekend. They managed to win 1-0 on Saturday. So obviously they're riding with a little bit of confidence. And in this case, a lot of urgency. I mean, this is it. They need to score 3 goals. So they need to do everything. They need to throw timbers at us. They need to throw hockey pucks at us. They need to throw Tim Hortons at us. They need to throw Whitecaps at us. They need to throw, I don't know, a bunch of maple syrup at us. They've got a whole heap of things that they need to do if they're going to look to be competitive in this game. Going down 3-0 at home is tough. Now, we know away goals count for way more than home goals, but geez, I don't know, man. I mean, they could put up 5 goals against El Club de Foot, the Montreal Impact. I don't see them doing that even close to us, especially not at home.
Here's the key. If you want to get into a track meet with LAFC, which is exactly what Vancouver is going to have to do, throwing numbers forward, trying to get everybody forward. They've got, like you said, they've got to score 3. Philly, refresh my memory, please, for the millions.
And millions.
How many goals in Major League Soccer play have we given up all season?
3.
So you're telling me that a subpar offense, although I love a couple of the players on this team, a subpar offense against one of the second or third best back lines, right? Oh, and we still have Giorgio Chiellini, and now we're playing on grass, not carpet. And let's see, Jesus David Murillo played exactly 0 minutes, so he's nice and rested. Sergi Palencia is looking great. Ryan Hollingshead is looking great. Someone give Cheeky Palacios a break. It's absolutely incredible to think that, sure, okay, let's just say lightning strikes not once, not twice, but 3 times. Do you really think that we're also not going to get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5? If you want to turn this into a track meet, then this could easily become a 5-3, 6-3, 7-3, 8-3 game. If you're going to go for your 3, we're getting 5 or 6 or 7 of our own.
I don't even know if we're going to get that many. I don't even think it really matters if we get that many. But knowing this club and knowing how it's been run, especially over the last year, we're not going to just sit back and allow them to come at us. We're not going to, quote unquote, park the proverbial bus. We're going to go out there and continue to attack because that's what this team does. And as I mentioned on the last pod, the last 2 games, even with us being up 3-0 in injuries time, we still never took our foot off the pedal. And I don't foresee that happening either. But that being the case, I'd venture to say that Vancouver could get themselves one back just to be somewhat competitive within this series. Either way, we have a heck of a week in front of us, and we got to wait and see who our opponent's going to be because it's going to be an intriguing match between Philly and Atlas. The smart money has Atlas advancing over the Union. The Union don't look great. They got beat over this past weekend, but I venture to think that the opportunity for them to play against LAFC again makes them salivate, wanting to enact revenge on a team that barely squeaked by them in the MLS Cup Finals. The Philadelphia Union, oh so close to their first ever MLS Cup title, but they managed to snatch defeat from the hands of victory, and I venture to say that will happen again. But yeah, looking forward to a matchup. Not happy that it's on a Tuesday night. I would have preferred it being on a hump day, but the soccer gods in terms of scheduling did not favor that.
Yeah, look, here's the bottom line. I don't think we're going to score 5, 6, 7, or 8 goals. In fact, you'll see from my prediction and Philly's prediction, we're oddly similar in this match. We actually don't discuss our predictions ahead of time on this. It's more fun for us. But I think what we should do first, Philly, let's get into our players to watch. I'll start with mine first. And look, I can tell you from firsthand experience when I was in Vancouver, when they brought this kid in, along with Ali Ahmed, he changed the tempo and tenor of the match. That would be Simon Betcher for Vancouver. He's one of the few players that are incredibly fun to watch. They've got Brian White. They've got, when he's healthy, Debra Caicedo. They've got plenty of players that are actually really fun to watch. But something about this kid, Simon Betcher, he changed the entire tempo of the match when he came in. It was way too little and way too late. But he is certainly fun to watch. And I think a player who is going to get plenty of shine in this match is going to be one Mahala Opoku. And I've got a prediction when it comes to our score prediction. You're going to see what we both think there. I've got a prediction for Mahala when it comes to our score prediction as well. So I love watching Mahala play. I don't think many players in Major League Soccer play with more unbridled joy than Mahala Opoku, especially this season in this system. He's coming on like almost no other player that we've ever seen develop at LAFC. So Simon Betcher and Mahala Opoku, my players to watch. Philly, I know you've got 2 different ones. I'm excited for one of them, my friend.
Well, if producer McPandas can switch over the next slide, thank you very much. My players to watch are somewhat different. The first one I will say is not different from the last time around. I do think Tristan Blackman is going to be a player to watch. I said it before. Anytime he comes into Los Angeles, he manages to be successful. Scored against the Galaxy when they were down at Dignity. Heck, scored against us last season when he was at then Bank of California Stadium. And I know he's going to be excited. He loved it here. He's probably going to get a very warm welcome back. He did the last time around. And there's just something about going back to your old stomping grounds that warms the heart, puts you in a good mental state. And I think he's going to go out there and do things. I'm not saying he's going to score goals, but I do think he's going to play a pretty important role for Vancouver, trying to do everything they can to breach the LAFC attack. As far as LAFC is concerned, the player I'd like to watch, should he get the start, Sergi Palencia, man. Like the last couple of games, he's looked really good. Got himself a great assist to Denny Bouanga in the game over the weekend. Came oh so close to scoring goals. And this kid's hungry. Much like Stipe Buke, he's hungry to get on there and start scoring for us offensively. I like what I've seen from him, and I think this kid's going to play his tail off and find himself a couple of stats within tomorrow's game.
Really one of the most fun and exciting players to watch these last couple matches. Absolutely. Sergi Palencia. Look, credit to John Thorrington in the front office. We used to say, and Will Kuntz, but nothing nice to say about you anymore, Will. Sorry. But credit to John Thorrington and the rest of our front office doing an incredible job. Sergi Palencia, a diamond in the rough. Once again, keys to the match. Look, there were a ton of different ways I could phrase it. I think Philly would like it better if I just phrased it, sweep the leg, Johnny. But In this case, no let up. Just finish the job. We made it far too interesting and far too close when Alajuelense came to the bank. And of course, we lost. It's our only loss of the season, 2-1. I don't believe we're going to lose this game. I don't believe we're going to make it nearly as close or as nerve-wracking. But, guys, it would be great if maybe we didn't do that. Put the first one in the back of the net. Maybe we get one early. Maybe it's a moment of brilliance by, I don't know, one of the players that I predicted, like Mahala Opoku, or maybe Sergi Palencia makes another beautiful cross to Denis Bouanga for an incredible angle of a goal yet again. But we're going to put a goal in the back of the net early, and hopefully what that will mean is either Vancouver wilts, folds, and decides to take their way 24 hours up 5 freeway. They'll probably fly back to Vancouver. Or you know what? They'll open it up more, and then it becomes a 5-0 or a 5-1 win for LAFC. Either way, no let up. Put one in early. Finish the job.
I'd hate to bet against you because you've been pretty solid with your Scarfstradamus choices. I agree. That game against Alajuelense, I never left the bank with a loss and felt so good about myself. It was a very strange feeling. They certainly made it interesting, but walking out of there, we were like, well, hey, at least that's over with. We can kind of forget about
right?
that.
Right.
That's not going to be the case. We have a very important week ahead of us. Obviously, we have this opportunity to make it back to the semifinals, a position that we haven't been in since we last played Club America, that infamous game in which Edward Atuesta got a red card with that stupid entanglement with Memo Ochoa. But we're going to get our opportunity to go in there. And then we're going to go down the road to face our rivals on Saturday. And that's obviously going to be a high-profile game. But we can't worry about what's happening next weekend or on Sunday because we need to focus on what's going to happen tomorrow. Producer McPandas, what's my key to the game, please? Thank you very much. Don't look past your current opponent. While the game against the Galaxy is high profile, something that's been circled on our calendars since the schedule has been made, we need to make sure, like you said, to get the job done and to not look past Vancouver. I think we got a little too comfortable having won in Costa Rica 3-0 that we did let some foot off of the gas. And we got taught a very valuable lesson. We got humbled. But since then, it has been all systems forward, ludicrous speed, to quote the movie Spaceballs. We don't look past Vancouver, and we don't even think about the Galaxy until we get past Tuesday. So that's my key to the game for LAFC on that front, which somewhat synonymous and close to yours.
All right, so score predictions. You've mentioned it. I've been pretty on point for the last couple of matches, 3-0 and 3-0. You would think that I would still go with 3-0. But you know what? I think it's actually going to be 2-1. I think for the first time in a long time, we are going to give up a goal, but I think it's going to be something too little, too late. Look, this is probably a terrible score prediction on my end, as nothing is pulling me towards 2-1, except the fact that we have Ilie Sanchez, we have Giorgio Chiellini, and we have players who know how to really take the air out of the ball, especially by using the midfield to control tempo, to control possession. Ilie Sanchez, again, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Philly, did Ilie play many minutes at all in the last match? Did Ilie, am I just blanking?
The last match, you mean the game on the weekend on Saturday?
Yeah, Ilie, did he even
came
come in?
He came in like after the 65th or so minute.
That's what it was. I forgot when Ilie came in, but you're right. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We brought in Ryan Hollingshead, Ilie Sanchez, and Carlos Vela at the 65th minute. Thank you. So we're talking about 25, 30 minutes for Ilie Sanchez. We're talking about 0 minutes for Jesus David Murillo. We're talking about 0 minutes against Vancouver last time out for Giorgio Chiellini. Those are 3 guys that I really do think are going to bring the air all the way out of this ball, control tempo, control possession. And even though Vancouver will want to get out and run, I don't think LAFC is going to let them. The only thing that I know is, and Philly, you've said it a couple of times, we've seen it the last few matches, Steve Cherundolo is going to say, all right, if you're going to open it up, we're going to ram it right back down your throats the other way. As I talk about this more and more, I don't love 2-1 as much as I love 4-1, but I'm going to go with it. I gave it to Panda. It's up there on the screen with I'll give it a little caveat, a little star.
No, you have to pick your score with prediction.
I did.
Let's put it this way. My score prediction Thank you, producer McPandas. My score prediction, somewhat similar to yours. So if you get this right, then hey, I get this right. But I didn't choose it, obviously, because I knew you would. We don't talk about these things prior. I just don't see us having a high scoring affair with this team. Yes, they've got some good scores. Brian White, their leading scorer, being among them. But I just don't foresee them scoring more than one goal. You forgot to mention the fact that John McCarthy also had himself a day off. And hey, he's been racking up clean sheets left and right because of his shot-stopping prowess, but also because of our exquisite back line. So we can't not acknowledge that. I foresee us scoring the first 2 goals of the game. I do. We go out there. We take care of business. We put this one away early. I would say Vancouver gets one late in the game, but not with enough time to really mount themselves a comeback. And we walk out of this 2-1 into the quarterfinals against what I think to be the Philadelphia Union. I know they're playing in Guadalajara. I know they're playing Atlas there. I still have a sneaky suspicion that it's going to be the Union that succeeds and moves forward within the semifinals of the CCL.
All right, so I got a question for you as we wrap this up. Who are your 2 goal scorers? Or is it just Denny Bwanga and Denny Bwanga?
I don't want it to just be Denny Bwanga because that makes us a one-trick pony. We've only had, 5 players that have scored? 6 maybe? I mean, we've had Tillman, Denny. Those are goal scorers in the multiples. But then we've only had 4 other players that have scored 1. Who was? Stipe, Carlos, Giorgio. Who am I missing?
Oh, now you're going to kill me. Hold on. Ugh.
And I've said this on countless pods. This is called aging.
I'll have to look. This is great. This is incredible radio content.
Yeah, no, this is great. This is where we could fill in.
Stipe, Giorgio Chiellini, Mahala, Carlos Vela, Timothy Tillman, Denny Bwanga.
Yeah, all right. Duh, I knew that. Jesus. Yeah, okay. 4th floor, Scar. 4th floor.
That's all right.
That's what I have to say. So who I think is going to score long-winded way? No, fine. Let Denny get 1. He's going to continue on his streak. I'm going to say, you know what? History repeats itself. Mahala gets the other one. Same like he did the night before.
That's my player to watch. Mahala is absolutely going to get 1. And I'll say this.
Carlos Vela gets an assist, though. That's for sure.
Here's another little star, a little caveat. If he plays, I think that Mateusz Bogusz is going to get his first goal. If he plays. I don't think he's even available. I don't think he's even going to be in the 18. But if he plays, he's going to score. If not, you know who I've been waiting on for this season? You know who a lot of the black and gold faithful have been waiting on? Jose Cifuentes. We've been waiting on Sifu to kind of break out this season. So Mahala and Sifu, maybe Denny gets to take this one off, gets a little bit of a break. He is the leading scorer in CCL. I want to say nobody else has more than 2 goals right now, and he's got 5. So maybe he takes a little break. Maybe lets the competition catch up to him just a little bit before he goes back out and runs out there. But Mahala and Sifu, but if he plays, Mateusz Bogusz.
Sounds good to me, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He was at the stadium this last go-round on Saturday. Saw him, had a scarf, walked up to the north end, the 3252. It was pretty cool seeing him. Much bigger than he's much bigger in person than he looks on TV, that's for sure. I thought he was going to be a little guy. He's a much bigger guy than I anticipated.
He's going to be so good, man. I can't wait. What else is going to be so good is advancing to the semifinals of the CONCACAF Champions League. You think it's going to be Philly. I hope it's Atlas. Why not? I don't want to look. Here's
you want to go to Mexico. That's why. And bro, if we do go to play in Guadalajara, you better not drive down there too.
Oh, no. I have no intention of driving to Guadalajara. I will be taking an airplane all the way there. Philly, it's going to be fun, man. I'll see you in 22 hours or so, something like that.
Less than that. Well, that depends on what time you get out of work.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you in somewhere around 20 hours.
All right. Sounds good. You get some sleep.
All right, you guys. It's been one more sleep. Lay your head down on the pillow. When you wake up in the morning, game day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.